In 2003, I got sentenced to 144 years in prison. People are asking me how I made it through mentally, how I survived that moment in court when the judge sentenced me to 144 years in prison. People are asking me how I mentally survived or felt getting through or enduring 16 years, 11 months in prison, because that's how long I did before I came home after being sentenced to the 144 years. And what I'll tell you is, I remember when the judge said the number, and immediately after there was a ringing in my ears. I looked, but I couldn't hear anything but that sound. It was like my legs were going to go out from under me, because I couldn't fathom the fact that I had somehow allowed myself to make a decision one night to put myself in a situation that lasted about 2 minutes, and now I was being sentenced to over 100 years. And as you know, most humans don't live to over 100 years. I didn't hear the part where the judge said, all suspended but 19, because the actual prison sentence was 144 years, all suspended but 19. In the Commonwealth of Virginia, you've got to do 85% of the term or sentence that you have to do, which was the 19. I ended up doing 16 years, 11 months, a little bit over that. But the mental immediately was shock. It was numbness. I remember walking back into the prison block, the jail block, after I got sentenced in court, and trying to act tough, like I was okay with the fact that I got sentenced to 19 years. And in some ways I was, because I was watching other people get sentenced to life for similar crimes. Maybe because they didn't have the right type of lawyer, maybe because there was something that, was more serious involved. I don't know. But at least I had a chance to go home. But then the next part of the mental, I guess, that I had to face or deal with was the fact that I wasn't going home. Everybody that was still in my life, still hanging on, once that number came, they disappeared. It was down to my mother. And then it was being sent to prison, away from jail, and looking at everything that was going on, the level of violence, how people were just out to prey on whoever. It was a volatile situation. But all in all, I was one step at a time when it came to the mental and the mind. But it was a process, and some days felt like years. If anybody's watching this and you're playing in the streets and you think it's a game and you don't think penitentiary can happen to you, I beg you to get out the streets now. If you're seeing this and you were thinking about taking a ride later on or getting in the car with your people, I beg you don't do that. This might be a sign, especially if you stayed around this long in the video. I don't know. All I know is prison is a very horrible place that nobody should go, right? And the world can be different. And I'll do a whole nother post on that. But at the end of the day, I'm going to keep posting, telling my story. Book coming soon. Make sure you follow this page and more. Stay free. Peace.